Hello everyone, this is Don Orwell and I'm gonna teach you how to become a permanent bestseller, triple permanent bestseller. You're looking at my Superfoods cookbook and this is my first and only permanent bestseller. As you can see, it has 314 reviews. It is listed as number one in Kindle store in weight loss. It's listed as number one in wheat free, and it's listed as number one is antioxidants and phytochemicals. So in overall Kindle store, the number is 718. So this is quite a achievement for someone who started to publish Kindle books 2 years ago. And it became a permanent bestseller sometimes in November last year, November, December. I think it was November last year. It hit number one, and it stayed number one since then. So you're probably wondering how I managed that. So before this book, I had a bunch of bestsellers, but they were one-time quick bestsellers. They were just sitting for 1 or 2 days at the top, at the number one in various categories. And since last, I think March 2015, I was experimenting and I discovered a way how to make a book a permanent bestseller. So stay with me in this series of videos. I'm gonna explain everything, and you will be able to duplicate what I did, because the principle is very simple and it's applicable to pretty much any niche, any type of a book. It can be a non-fiction like my books, or it can be a fiction book. So stay with me, and you will get all that knowledge. So I will start with a simple Kindle publishing tutorial. I will show you how I'm gonna publish one of my books, and I'm gonna do the Create Space book as well. This is a paperback, so it is necessary. You can do it just by publishing ebooks, just by publishing Kindle books. So stay with me and we'll do it together. So here's my list of all my books. Actually, let me show you a little bit about me. This is my author page. That's my picture, a little bit of my biography, and a list of my books. As you can see, let me check. Yeah, as you can see here, I have currently 193 books published since November 2014. So in less than 2 years, I published over 200 books. Most of my books are either cookbooks or some diet books. So someone will say, hey, it's fairly simple to publish another edition of, let's say, instant pot recipe book. You just find 10 or 20 new recipes, add to the previous version and publish it, and that is what I'm doing. And I keep inventing new recipes, and sometimes I reuse some recipes. For example, if I have a healthy salad, I might put it in a healthy salads book. I might put it in some diet book. I might put it in the diabetic cooking for one, or low carb recipes for diabetics. But that is all it takes for me to keep this publishing rhythm. I think I'm publishing between 2 and 3 books per week. Nevertheless, let's go back to the basics, how to publish the Kindle book. And as you can see here, I have a Kindle and a paperback, and the reason why I have both of them, there are several reasons for that. One is because if you look at a Kindle at $2.99 and paperback at $18.99, a bunch of people will say, hey, this Kindle book looks very cheap compared to the paper book, so let me buy that one. And if they want a book, they'll probably buy the Kindle book. Some older folks don't like to read books on the Kindle, so they prefer paperback. And at the beginning, and I think the general most of the authors have most of the authors sell twice as much Kindle books as opposed to the paperbacks. So if they sell 100 books per week or whatever, 60-70 would be Kindles, and 30-40 would be paperbacks. with me, the situation started exactly like that. First year, I was selling 2/3 of my books were Kindle, 1/3 was a paperback, and it started to shift a little bit. And right now, I'm selling a little bit more of paperbacks than Kindles because I have so many books, and people just keep buying. You know, if they discover one of my books and they like it, they go and search and buy it again. And my books are pretty much for people with diabetics or people who want to improve their health, and bunch of those people are a little bit older, like 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus. Most of my clients are 50 plus, and they like to buy those books in paperback, and they like to give them away to their friends and family. So that's another reason. So, but anyway, no matter what your public is, you will always have some people preferring paperbacks just for themselves or as a gift, or they just want to have both. And you have to do it because it's just clever way to persuade them. Even if no one buys your paper book, people comparing Kindle to paper book will say, hey, this Kindle book is really cheap compared to the paper book, so I'm gonna buy that one. So let's go back to the beginning. How do you publish a Kindle book? So I'm gonna publish a One Pot Cookbook edition 5. This is One Pot Cookbook edition 4, and I'm gonna just copy the data from that book and change them because I know what I changed. I added 10 recipes, and this is pretty much the way I'm doing it. You can of course prepare all these data and just copy them and enter them into the KDP. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enroll this book in KDP Select, because KDP Select is a very good system that Amazon has. That means that your book is going to be exclusive for Amazon, and you can't publish it anywhere else. You can't publish chunks of it on the internet, so it has to be unique. And Amazon does this plagiarism checkup. You know, it'll check your book against anything on the internet, and then if some sentences from your book are found on the internet, you will get warned and you will have to explain it or change your book. So all my content is unique, and there's nothing of that on the internet. There is a bunch of content of the internet that I have written, but it's a separate. It's not available in my books. So let me go here. So I'm right now here in One Pot Cookbook. I'm gonna copy it here as a name because the name will stay the same. I'll just change the edition. This one had 130 recipes. I'm gonna add. I have added 10, and I already prepare all the files and everything. This course is not about how to publish a Kindle book or how to prepare, how to format a Kindle book. This is how to become a permanent bestseller. So I'm gonna skip that, but there will be a bunch of PDFs describing how to prepare your files for the KDP publishing, how to format it, how to create a cover, and all sorts of things. So this volume will be 15. So I added 10 more recipes. Edition number, this is number 5. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's number 4. So the new book will be number 5, edition number 5. Publisher is the Superfoods Today. That's my company. I have the blog called Superfoods Today. Actually, I started as a blogger, but then I switched to KDP Publishing. Okay, so this is the description of the book. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna change it. Slightly. I'm gonna say it's edition 5. Yeah, it says One Pot Cookbook. 5th edition, has more than 140 recipes, and it has 240 pages. So that's my description. As you can see, it has some tagging, HTML tagging. This is necessary. Let me try to show you. I think this fact is bold. This sentence, how can you go wrong with superfoods only diet? That's the header 2. This is also header 2. These are a little bit of bullets. I have a little bit of bullets here, bulleted list. every second of them is bold. So I think this is all implemented here. Would you like to know more? Let me see if I have that one here. Yeah, would you like to know more? That's header 2. So okay, this is my book. Okay, so I'm gonna continue, add contributors. I'm gonna put my name there as an author. Language is English. I'm gonna keep that. This is not a public domain, and I'll hold the necessary publishing rights. You have to click that, otherwise your book won't be published. I have to add categories, so I'm gonna double check which categories I already have. Since it's a one-pot cookbook, it's probably slow cooking. I mean, it is slow cooking, and it's special appliance because it's related to those slow cookers, crock pots and everything else. So that will be a method. Slow cooking and special appliance. You have a chance to choose 2 categories in KDP. In CreateSpace you have only 1 category, and the only difference is that in CreateSpace you have a little bit less of information. You don't have a publisher and all of those things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna publish at the same time a KDP, a CreateSpace book, paperback. So it's gonna be paperback. I'm gonna do the expert way, which means I will have all my settings listed in one big page. So I'm gonna copy the subtitle I already have for the new book. That's here. I'm gonna type my name again. I can go and copy it, but it's short anyway. So author, this book is part of series. I'm gonna copy the series. Yeah, this is one of the important things. Your title, subtitle, and series has to match. Otherwise, Amazon won't be able to match your book with your, I think it's 15. Let me just double check. Yes, volume 15. Otherwise, your Amazon won't be able to connect your CreateSpace book and your Kindle book. As you can see here, I have, if you mismatched your CreateSpace name or subtitle or something, then you will, all you will see here would be Kindle. There won't be any paperback. In that case, you have to send an email to Amazon saying, hey, this is my CreateSpace book and this is my Kindle book. Please link them. Amazon does it automatically if the title and subtitle and the series title and the volume are exactly the same. Then it'll be linked automatically. Edition number is 5, as we said. Okay, I'm not gonna use ISBN. I mean, not one of my own. I'll just use CreateSpace because I'm publishing only with CreateSpace, and it's free. Otherwise, I have to buy one. I'm choosing interior type black and white cream. This is standard size for all my books and pretty much for all the not non-fiction books. So it's 7 inches by 9 inches. And let me copy the description. Okay, that's my description. I'll just double check, but copy. Okay, it should say edition 5 and 140 recipes. Yeah, it does says 5th edition 140. That's good. My category will be slow cooking. As you see, only one category here. Kindle, KDP publishing, Kindle publishing is a little bit more advanced, and it has bunch of categories, and you can choose 2 of them. I think not all the categories from this book, from the KDP, are available in Kindle Select. So I'm gonna say slow cooking. I'm gonna choose United States, and now we're coming to an important part of publishing, which is like the very important part is the categories. So you have to pick your categories very carefully, and the second important part is your keywords. So this is also a little bit different. In KDP, you can have up to 7 keywords. In Kindle, here you can have up to 5 keywords. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna copy the keywords from my edition 4, and I'm gonna pick it. Just a second. I have to pick 5 out of these 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it cannot be longer than 25. So I'm gonna pick 25 characters. So this one pot superfoods meal, sounds a little bit too long. So I'm gonna copy it here. Just a second. I'm gonna delete it. Okay, so I have my five keywords here, and that's pretty much it. The books are ready, except that I didn't add the cover and interior on both of them. So this is what I wanted to do, to have all the data the same on the KDP and in the create space side. So I'm gonna upload the cover. My cover is in create space proper covers. This is my cover for the KDP. This is my cover for the create space, but it has to be converted to PDF, so I'm gonna upload a PDF. And the second one, the interior is in Kingston, in here in HTML. So you have to, okay, let me check. Maybe I didn't save it as HTML, and I didn't. Okay, I might be wrong. One pot, 5th edition. It's not there. Okay, so I know what I completely forgot about that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stop this and I'll continue later.